Jujitsu, when I hit you, then I split you. Jujitsu, when I hit you, then I split you.
Yo, yo.
What up, man?
What's up, player?
Yeah. I'm hurting today, man.
It happens.
I'm hurting.
Thus is life.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
We're on a spiritual journey, my friend.
Spiritual journey, man.
I'm on one.
What's going on?
It's called a walkabout in Australia, but you're not allowed to walk about anywhere in Australia right now.
I was gonna say,
which is crazy. Like their nation thing is a walkabout, and nobody's allowed to walk about.
I don't know what that is. For a second, I thought you were talking about maybe doing ayahuasca and go wandering the desert for a little bit, but it sounds like something different.
It could be either. Possibilities.
I mean, I'm always down for like a vision quest. Like anytime, like my friends tell me they're going like Vegas for like a bachelor party, I'm just like, all right, well yeah, just drop a hater and go wander the desert, like vision quest. So like, yeah, we were thinking about going to a casino, and I'm like, yeah,
stupid.
I mean, why?
Yeah, I'm scared.
Spend money. Why would you not want to go on a path of
spiritual enlightenment?
Yeah.
Or crying in the fetal position behind a cactus. Either or could happen.
I'm down for either or, man. That's it.
I know. I am so scared of that nowadays as I'm older. I'm too much in my head to do that stuff anymore. Like I can't just be like, oh, let go, relax, man.
I always think about like, for me, I just don't sleep. I think you and I were talking like I drink coffee too late, but like you get that like maybe it's like the witching hour, like 1-2 o'clock, where your thoughts just kind of go and you start thinking about anything and everything. It's almost like random access memories.
Yep.
Like just things from the past or even like the future, and like you just getting like these deep internal conversations with yourself, which I don't know.
Could be good or bad.
Yeah, it's always usually a little bit of both, but whatever. Yeah, and I think about that. This was a conversation I was having with a couple of my cousins, but like young kids today, just like.
Oh, you're gonna sound like an old man real quick?
Yeah, let me go throw my cardigan sweater real quick.
Yeah, can you please, Mr. Rogers? Thank you.
But I just think about like back in school, like in high school, how you had like you had like wood shop and like home economics and things like that. You had certain tools in place to better prepare you for life. I mean, wood shops, someone might argue like, oh, that doesn't help life skills. But yeah, working with your hands is a skill. Doesn't matter,
shit, bro. That was like one of my favorite classes, wood shop. I built so many cool things in there. Like
things like that, like, and then you had some schools had like auto shop, like how to service your own car, so you're not dumping like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and like little things like that. I remember.
What fucking kind of car are you driving? Hundreds of thousands of dollars. You got Lambo? Does the green machine turn different when you fucking hit the button?
Yeah, it smokes when you hit the button. That's how it changes. It turns into a fucking chimney when you hit the button.
You still got a cigarette lighter in that thing, right?
Oh no, I do not touch the cigarette lighter because like I hit it and like the lights in the car like flicker. Like I tried to plug in like my cell phone charger and like the car almost exploded, and I was like,
that's all right, whatever.
Yeah,
I think it's also the fact that your phone's from like 1982.
Well, whatever, man. Listen, I needed to do two things. I need to make phone calls and text.
Yeah, that's you're terrible at both of them, so phone's failing.
I might as well listen. Next phone I'm going back to the flip phone. So I can't even say like I don't even get text. So you can't even like contact me.
That's all right, Zach Morris.
That's right, man. But I think about like like I see like videos of like your boys and they're out in the woods, hanging out, like building skills. I look at like not just like those types of skills, but like life skills. When it comes down to working with your hands. Fixing things like mending your clothes, which is like a thing that you would learn in like school, like cooking basic meals for yourself, basic financial literacy that you would see in like schools. Like I wish like if I was like a teacher, I would create a class like it would call like how to not completely fuck yourself before you're 21.
Yep, that's a good class. I think a lot of people know it, but we've talked about this before. Is like even if you do all that shit, the fucking racket of student loans just buries you.
That would, and that's what I'm saying. That would be one of the lessons. How to, for those folks, listen, I went to college. A lot of my friends went to college, but then there's also my friends too that took trade jobs that, you know, like
And
the
they're a
guy
lot
from like
better
Dirty
off than a
Jobs.
lot of people that went to college.
Yeah, and I think there's like this
All my
big
friends in
thing,
the
like, you know,
trades, all my friends in the trades make a very decent living.
well, I think about that, and it was given such a negative connotation. I feel like when I was in school, it's like, oh, go to college or else you'll be a welder for the rest of your life. I'm like, oh wait, the welder who has like what, like $1,000 in student loan debt, who makes 6 figures a year and bought his house in cash? Like, you're kidding
At
me?
25.
Like, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I when I went on strike duty, the linemen, the guys who climb the poles and do all that stuff, I remember meeting a guy on the picket line,
That's what Steve
and
does now.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I asked him, he's like, oh, he was like, we got into like a mini argument, you're taking my jobs. I'm like, no, listen, man, I didn't have a choice. I had to take this assignment to kind of like, you know, cross the picket line. But then him and I finally had a conversation. I'm like, so you climb poles, and how long are you doing that? He's like, I did it right at the high school. And I was like, well, if you don't mind me asking, like, you know, did you have to go to college? Like, how much you make? He's like, no, college. He's like, right out of high school. He's like, with overtime, he was clearing like $130,000 a year.
Yeah.
And he loves his job.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
they make more
like,
sometimes.
Yeah, and he says in like emergency situations, like a Sandy or something like that, he's like easily like, you know, 5 times that, 10 times that. I'm like, shit. I'm like, we there's been such this push for, or negative connotation for trade jobs or jobs where you don't have this big advanced degree. And yeah, I think it's
the more and more I listen to humanity, the people with the advanced degrees seem more and more like idiots to me.
Yeah,
I'm saying it. I don't care. Stupid.
No, and I agree with you, because even when I was living in the city,
because
like,
anybody
like
with a master's thinks they're a fucking genius, and like you're like, you don't even know how to balance a checkbook. You don't even know basic life skills.
Yeah.
So like, if you put me and you in a forest, I'm gonna eat you.
Listen, dude, I have a master's degree. I'll be the last person to
You're
say,
super
like,
smart, though. You're smart. I'll say it. True smart.
Yeah, but like I know my strengths and my weaknesses.
You're grounded
like,
too, though. There's the difference.
Yeah.
Like, you're grounded. You were brought up a different way, and you ended up getting a degree, where there's a lot of people that aren't like that, and they just,
yeah,
you know.
I think about, like, you know, I think about the lessons that, like, I will be instilling in my kids. It's like, you know, the basic skills. Like I said, it's basic financial literacy, and then when it comes to, like, you know, if it comes to that path where they want to go to college and get that degree, now how are we financing this properly to make sure that, like,
you daddy Warbucks
with 30? Yeah, right. It's like, what do you mean, dude? My girls are gonna be electricians. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever. Fuck it. They make good money.
That's it.
I know a lot of electricians have a lot of nice shit.
Dude, they make fucking bank. And I'm like, shit. Electricians, plumbers, I'm like, that's it. Just trade school up the street. But I think about that. It's like something we need to kind of
people need to take a shit, and people need lights.
Yeah. I remember seeing, like, it was a meme. It was like, it looked like it was a college classroom, and in the middle of the room, like, a teacher had a lawnmower, like one of those walk behinds, and was sitting there, and she, like, was asking, like, who can start this lawnmower? And everyone was like, I don't fucking know. And I'm sitting here looking down. I'm like, listen, choke button's right there. You hit the choke 3 times. You fucking rip the cord, and you go. You hold the clutch, and that's it.
It fucking says it on the side.
It literally has the instructions on there. But, you know, I think about, you know, I wish I could just make a list.
Well, even think about a phone. This is what kids think of phone. Like, kids that have been born, like my kids, they've never seen anything else besides that. They're like, how they hold it up. Like, what's the national thing for, like, the phone we used to do, right? They're like this, just this to this. And they're like, wait, you had buttons? You couldn't see people on your phone? Like it's not Star Trek. Like, it wasn't Star Trek. I'm like, no. My first phone was like one of those, like,
oh, old school. Oh, then if you fuck
up on the last number, you're like, son of a bitch.
Like, damn, you gotta run back, and now you're like ripping it angrily, like you're just ripping the.
Or you had like one phone in the whole house with that. You got like the 25-foot cord, so you're like, I'm going to get my rope, and you shut the door on the cord.
And like you're on like a phone call with a girl, and you hear breathing on the phone, and you're like,
get off the other line. Yeah. Remember when Star 69 came out?
Oh yes, I do.
Dude, I remember when caller ID came out, you could get the little box next to your thing.
Mm-hmm. I remember if I wanted to go to the movies to see a movie, like I'd have to call the movie theater, and like they had the automated message, and then you got the movie times.
Yep. They don't know the
And
struggle.
there was no buying the tickets through an app. You just had to fucking get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get there and the show would be sold out.
Yep. And that was it. You just dealt with it. Like, you didn't throw a fit. You didn't yell at the ticket guy. You're just like, all right, that's it.
All right,
Come
sweet.
back tomorrow.
We're gonna go roll a joint and hide behind the thing.
Yeah, but I think about, like, almost like a checklist of, like, these are the things that you should know.
All right, what are Drew's top 5 things? Let's go.
My top 5 would start with, it's gonna start with, like, basic financial literacy.
Okay,
like,
that's
I'm
very
talking about,
important.
like,
all right, 1, go.
Yeah, an asset versus liability. What's putting money in your pocket versus what's taking it out.
Got it. 1.
Basic cooking skills.
Feeding yourself, that's pretty fucking important.
Yeah.
That might be number
yourself,
1.
Yeah.
Stay alive.
Even if it's fucking blue box macaroni and cheese. Like,
whatever. Dude, there's people I know there's kids I know that can't do that.
Yeah.
Dude, my kids are animals. They're like 3, and they're like I said a million times, they're like circus midgets getting onto the counter, using the microwave.
Yeah.
Like, they want to eat. And they're like, just tell me. Like, I'll do it. Like, if I'm not moving fast enough for them or their mother isn't, they're like, okay,
dude,
so we got
like your kids,
feeding yourself.
Your kids are essentially mini Voltron. It's like 3 little kid bots become like the mega bot.
Yep, exactly.
And then they make muffins.
Yep.
So
lots of muffins.
So literacy,
food,
like
making meals.
How to cook. My thing, I'd be curious, like, kids would be how our kids are, like, so versed with your smartphone. What would happen if that phone died? Like, skills, like basic navigation skills. Like, if that phone's dead, like, how are you getting around? How are you getting in contact with somebody?
So
like,
relying on it. They're just like, oh, just look, and then we'll walk me down the street. Yep, I got you. All right, so navigate.
How to get around.
Financial literacy, feeding yourself, navigation. Mm-hmm. Okay, we got 2 more.
Let's see. I got 2 more. So if I think about that, yeah.
Eat, walk, and make money. That's a good one so far. That's where we're at.
I think I'm just gonna say because I have girls,
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say just basic how to protect yourself.
I have boys, and I want them to be able to smash skulls with their bare hands.Got it.
Yeah, just standard how to protect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Situational awareness. I'm gonna say that. Like, knowing when you're somewhere,
when you're in a good space, bad space, always keep your head on swivel.
Yeah. I would say situational awareness.
And last one, little pinky one.
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I just
fuck bitches, get money. Bang.
Yeah, right. My wife's gonna kill him. Like, listen, girls, just fuck bitches, get money. All right, that's all you gotta do. Like, what?
Exactly. Girls, fuck bitches. Get money. Leave the dudes out of it.
I think the last one probably is just I think the value of proper communication, because you see so many kids hear the value of face-to-face interaction. That's kind of dying. The art of connecting with people is almost like a lost art, or starting to become a lost art.
It is.
I think that has value.
I think that's why
in the workplace, with people, like, everything.
I think we hold on to it closer because we do jujitsu.
Yeah.
And it's like face to face, hand to hand every day. Like, even if you're not verbally communicating, you're communicating with your body language, etc. So I think we don't lose that art. And public speaking is a huge art. Like, anybody that doesn't like to get up in front of people and speak, that's a big like especially whether it's real world application or a business application, whatever it is. Like, if you don't have that could be the difference between you getting something and not getting something, even though you might be better for the job or better suited, but that other person opened their mouth and they're like, oh, this person didn't fight for that position, or this person didn't know how to communicate this position,
I think too, like, going back to like connecting people, just give an example. I mean, just being open and social and talking to people. Like, the other day I picked up my daughter from daycare. So I picked her up and I was walking outside and I saw like a car off kind of like in like two aisles away. Had an open window, tire was completely flat. And I was just like, oh, someone's got a flat tire. And my first thought was, oh, that sucks. Like, I'm going to go home. But then I'm like, fuck. I'm like, what if that's somebody who works here? What if it's like a teacher's car? Like, I'm like, shit. I'm like, should I say something? Should I say something? Should I just go home? Like, I was exhausted. So I was like, fuck. So I walk back inside. I go to the director's at her desk. I'm like, hey, just silver car outside, flat tire. I don't know if it's someone who works here, or if they share a parking lot with like a wedding venue. So I'm like, I don't know if someone works over there, but they have a flat tire.
So you got shit faced and they fucking smashed their window out and flapped their tires so they didn't drive home drunk.
so I'm just like,
ain't going anywhere.
So I get back in my car. I'm just like, all right, that's cool. Like I go take my daughter home, come back the next day. So I'm dropping my daughter off. The director walks out and she's like, hey, Drew, I'm like, what's up? And she's like, hey, thank you so much for doing that. So it turns out the car belonged to a teacher the teacher works at the school and her kid goes there too. So when she goes to school, she brings her kid with her. So she's like, right when you came and told us that, we were able to get the car towed to a shop. The shop was like just closing.
And she got the tire fixed and everything.
Got the tire fixed. And then we closed at 6. So she was able to get all that fixed and situated before we closed and went home. So she's able to do that. And now she was able to get home on time. So she's like, thank you for just saying something. Cause I feel like so many people probably walked right by it and just didn't give a shit. She's like, you said something. And she was able to get her kid home. Now's that day where it's like 90 plus degrees outside. So, imagine getting out of work at 6, you got a flat tire and now you're trying to navigate this. And it's like
I know we got a flat tire the other day on the new van.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it sucked, but I took care of it.
Yeah, but that's kind of
Rand's lucky she has such a strapping young man as her boy toy.
Rip the tire off with your bare hands and change it.
I did. I picked it up and I just loved it off.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
All right, we're top 5.
That's a good top 5. What's my top 5?
Yeah. What about? Yeah.
You covered a lot of my top 5. All right, let me see.
Oh, we are in alignment.
You did. No, like we're pretty much in the same. I don't know if I would do them in that order, but because life skills, obviously financial literacy, self-defense, situational awareness, public speaking, being able to voice your opinion, being able to be heard, not being walked all over. That comes with situational awareness. That's confidence.
Especially
too. Public
speaking. Being a kid, important, super important.
Yeah. Feeding yourself, obviously. Like some of these, it's not even fathomable to me because it's just oh, you're fucking hungry. You figure out how to eat something.
Yeah.
If you're starving, you'll figure out something. But there's a lot of idiots out there. I got that. What we say? So literacy, self-defense, public speaking, because self-defense is like situational awareness, public speaking, spirituality.
Yeah.
I think that's very important. I think that's a big problem that we're going on with right now, where whether you believe in God, whatever it is, whatever, God, Muhammad, whatever you do, right? Yeah, I think we as human beings have so much technology around us that we will bury our head, and I mean I'm guilty as charged too. Bury your heads in a device and sometimes just don't sit out there and in your chair, smelling the roses, going barefoot, touching the ground, getting grounded, right? Yeah. Getting that energy from the ground, putting your hands out, feeling the sun, recharging.
Yep.
I think that's so important to be able to still be able to be one with nature because we are part of nature. We're just another species in this ecosystem that if all this stuff fell apart, all our ancestors survived all this with fucking sticks, rocks, and growing in a cave.
Yeah.
It was a hard life, but I'm sure there were still times of joy, happiness, love.
Yeah. I mean, I know plenty of friends who are or I know plenty of people who are atheists and they don't believe essentially in a specific God, but even though a lot of them told them even though I don't really believe in God or that, they still do their best on a daily basis to try and be the best person, to try and be a good person, not just to themselves, but to other people around them, to be kind and generous and all that. So even though, like I said, they don't have that.
Way different types of atheists than me. Most of the atheists I know are fucking jerk offs.
Yeah, I mean,
they're no, I'm just saying, the ones I've encountered, and I'm not picking on anybody. It's just my personal experiences. Most of the atheists I know, they look at you like an idiot. Like they think they're just more intelligent than you because they figured out that there isn't a God and you're too stupid because it's like them like thinking like, oh, you still think Santa Claus is real. Oh, that's good. But like there's so many things that happen in this world that for you to not think that there's some sort of higher power. I mean, it's just for me, it's like I say it all the time, like for as big as this universe is, there's no fucking aliens. There's gotta be aliens. Everybody thought you were a crazy person until, oh, the government did say there was aliens. Oh, government told us, so now we got to believe it.
Yeah, you got Air Force pilots.
But you have to have, dude. But this has been years.
Intelligent people.
And you're a
Air Force pilots
fuck.
are fucking geniuses, and they're telling you like, yeah, something engaged me. Something engaged me at like,
And they're trained observers at the highest level.
Do you know how fucking smart you have to be to fucking fly like a fighter jet? And you have those dudes telling you like something engaged me, like it outflew my jet, like this and that. And it's like, really? You think the guy's just talking shit? Come on.
I know, but they hid a lot of those reports for a long time, So spirituality. What else? I got one more, right?
I think so,
having sick dance skills.
That's it, man.
Hey.
Dude, we're gonna test that with your wedding coming up, man. Yeah, we're gonna.
Listen,
it, man.
I'm working on getting my knee fixed, and you won't be able to keep up, son.
Listen, man.
I'm gonna roll now like the
big. I'm rolling out with like the big roll of like fucking cardboard. I'm just gonna lay it out there, and then that's it.
Yo, you see me move, bro?
Yeah, man. I know.
Get down for a white boy.
I'm just like, yo, look at my dude's feet. Look,
I know.
Look.
Can't see him. Can't see him.
I'm like, watch that footwork, man. There's like, damn, man.
I do. I got the footwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think those are definitely important things, and I think it's lacking. And I mean, we're just human too. Like I struggle with that too. I think with everything going on, and doing this podcast, and obviously the other podcasts I do, like, you have to be very up to date with a lot of things. So I've caught myself, especially in the past couple of weeks, just like I said, like I feel spiritually attacked, mentally drained. Just because I'm like, you're taking in negativity and I'm not filling it with as much positivity as negativity. It's not off balance. Like my emotional bank account, right? Can't keep making withdrawals and not have any deposits because eventually it goes empty. Right. So if that makes sense, right?
Yeah. I think it's
like the easiest way for me to put it.
Like, we're all.
I feel like a lot of people feel that way because there's just not that much positive thing. And people, oh, you're just looking at like they're real. Name something positive that's happened besides you getting your black belt. Whoa.
Oh, yeah. Listen, man, like
I mean, just in the daily, everyday things.
It's, like I said,
has there been a lot of positivity in 2 years?
When you look at the news, like, no.
Zero.
I'm talking like, you see, like you see there's positivity that I'm seeing like within like my circle, like my group, and seeing people like achieve good things. But like I said, if it's anything outside, which is one of the reasons I try not to really sit on my screen too much, because you're really just getting fed all like the bad shit. And then there's also the side of it, like, me being a parent side, like me being a father, and not just for fathers, but also for mothers. Guess what? September, we're getting ready to go back to school. So, parents are trying to do right by their children. They're trying to fight, and it's scary. And like,
I know, and we're fighting mask mandates, and we're fighting fucking fucking mandatory vaccines and everything else. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, we know.
When are we
like
gonna say enough's enough?
Yeah, we know our experiences in
school. Oh shit! Like, sorry, fucking like tornado outside. Something just whacked my skylight. I was like, holy shit!
I had to turn off my the alarms that I've been getting for the tornado and flood watch.
Wow, because they keep going off.
Yeah, and the other one went off. Like, one of them went off at like 3 o'clock in the morning the other day, and I was like, "Fuck!"
I don't get any of that shit. I think the FBI already tapped my phone, so.
Yeah, they want you to get swept by a tornado, so they turned all your shit off.
Get this fucking extremist out of here.
But we look at like our experiences when like you and I were in school, and essentially we want almost our kids to have that. We want it to be like
man.
Normal.
Do you think we're gonna get that back ever?
Here's my initial thoughts off the top of my head. I think it's gonna get no, I think it is, but I think it's gonna get worse before it gets better.
before everybody finally stands up and be like, what the fuck are we doing here?
I think it's going to be a combination. And like I said, I think it's going to be a combination of not just the parents, but also the kids being like, I just want to have like a normal life. I fucking hate this. Like, you know, like I think that's,
and then the parents fight hard for the kids.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that. And like, you know, one of my coworkers, he's talking about is his girls go back to school. I think next week.
Yeah, next week.
And they're trying. He's just like, I don't know what's going to happen because it's like, you know, there's like all this contact tracing. Now, if you're at the school and all the kids are back in school, and, you know, if one kid gets it, like, you know.
Then what? Your whole family has to fucking sit out for 10 days again?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like, what are they going to do? Shut it down all the time? Like, oh, yeah. It's fine. Like, yeah, it doesn't make sense. Any of the rules, any of the stuff.
You think about like colds and flu seasons, especially in a school, how quickly.
Stop it. There's no flu season anymore. It disappeared.
You know, I actually got a text from, I always get like these updates from like my daughter's daycare, but like they said like, oh, they always say like just in case if like one kid was sick, they always tell you like your kid may have been exposed. If the kid had like a whooping cough or some type of cough. But like I got like the thing where it's like, oh, your kid may have been exposed. A kid in another classroom had Coxsackie virus, and I was like, fuck. I'm like, it's like the last. I'm like the last thing I want. I'm like, because I had it before, dude. It is the worst fucking thing. It's almost, I would say it's up there with staph. It can't kill you, but it is so terrible when you get it, man.
Wow, yeah, that's not good.
You just like get the blisters and everything everywhere.
Hand staph. Yeah.
You get on your feet, your hands. Like it hurts to walk. It hurts when you touch stuff. Like,
see, your inner child got punished.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think, you know, we just want normal. We just want them to go to school, see their friends, hang out, have a good life. But
yeah, we just want to go to work and hang out and have a good life too. Like, we're not asking for anything this is the thing, Drew. They don't want people like us to get along. They want to keep us divided. They don't.
Wait, me and you get along?
What's dangerous? What? Well, listen, we kind of get along. We tolerate each other, all right?
Listen, man.
Yeah, exactly. Shut up. A kiss of your
anytime
face. A kiss of your face.
Anytime you and I wrestle, I'm like, all right, I know I got to do this. I'm not going to like you for 6 minutes.
That's okay.
It's all good after.
That's all right. We bring the best out of each other.
Yeah.
I don't care.
So
I'm okay with it.
Yeah. So it's I don't know. You're starting to see. I think there's, like I said, from this whole pandemic beginning, from, you know, when we started, like I said, there's been plenty of positives. You know, like I said, the work from home thing, that was a big thing. A lot of people were very negative towards, but then now you're also seeing people have better quality of life. They're being home, they're spending more time with their kids. Now they're taking on like side projects and things like that. They're being more creative. So there's the pros and cons that we've seen.
Yes, but do you think that's done by design too, to get you used to not having to move frequently and freely?
You know what the thing is?
Think about it. They know where you're at.
Well, I think about my personality.
No reason to leave.
Yeah, but I think about my personality where it's like, you know, when I got home, when I was virtually, because a while I was going to the gym at work, then I was working all day, then I go train at night. So I kind of had like this 2-a-day schedule kind of going on.
Yeah.
And I was used to operating at a certain capacity, at a certain level.
Gotcha.
Let's say I'm operating at a level 9. Now quarantine kicks in. It's like, fuck, for maybe like a week or two, I was like, shit, you know, what am I going to do? But I'm like, I got to get back to that level that I was used to operating at. So I feel like your average person, or maybe someone maybe not so average, they're going to adapt. They're going to figure out, I need to operate at 9 or 10 again. I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure that even though the circumstances around me have changed, I'm still operating at that level.
Drew, can I tell you something real quick? Do you understand that you're not an average person?
So when you say not average, what do you mean? But I mean, I'm not like taking defense.
No. You're not an average person. You're smart. You have a master's degree, and not the average person gets a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Like, and I'm not saying black belt's the end all be all, but because that's, you know, part of our podcast is jiu-jitsu. The average person, like you see that meme, the average person doesn't get a black belt because the average person can't get a black belt.
Yeah.
Even if you're like the worst black belt in the world, you still are above average of 98% of the other human beings.
Yeah.
Maybe even more.
And
It's almost like COVID survival rating. That's how high it is. Okay.
Yeah. I see.
But I'm serious. Think about it.
Yeah, but I also think about like someone like you too. Like you're used to operating at that certain level, but also your profession and your personality is the people around you are getting pushed, as well as someone like me. Like someone might come to me and be like, I'm out of weight. I'm like, I'm overweight. I'm fat. I'm like, hey man, you just got to do this. I'm gonna push because I know what I operate at. And I'm like, and I want to see that for you too. So now it's like, you're trying to,
and that's once again, that's not an average human being. Not everybody's as decent or as motivated as you are in certain situations.
Yeah,
you have to realize like that. Like I know you like try to have like the better faith in humanity, and I do for certain things, but I'm also a realist about a lot of things. Like it took me a long time because like when you're built a certain way, like you can't even fathom how somebody else like I would never steal from anybody, right? So like people who have stolen money or stolen things or broken the house, I'm like, I can't even fathom that because it's not even in my wheelhouse. I couldn't even fathom or conceive that, but that person can do it over and over again and it doesn't bother them because it's in their wheelhouse. So I try to like, the way we think, especially on a lot of things, the normal people don't think like that. And not normal in a good way, like normal, like Ray Ray's. And I'm not saying I'm superior or above or anything, but like,
no.
It's just we're built a certain way where not in everything, but a lot of things, like we take diversity and hit it head on. Not everybody does that.
Yeah, and I oversimplify it, but like I'll look at like I multiply. I like
you do.
I look at like different environments. So like let's say like I go to your gym for a day, and I monitor environment. I go to Denville for a day. I go to the city for the day. What are the similarities that I see between all three environments? I see people from multiple backgrounds that have a common goal, could fucking care less what everyone's background is. All they understand is like, listen, I'm trying to go this way. I'm going forward. I'm going.
Oh, you're in the river going that way too. Let's share a paddle. Let's go.
So it's like I'm gonna do what I can. I don't have all the answers. You don't have all the answers, but I'm gonna take what my skill set is and kind of help you get that way. That's it. That's all I'm trying to do. As long as we're going this way, that's it. I could care less what your religion is, what your diet is, like, this and that. It's like, listen, we're just going this way. We have a common goal. Let's just fucking do it. Let's leave all the bullshit aside. Let's just go that way. So I'm kind of thinking like, oh,
that's a good analogy because that's what we need to do in this country right now. Get these fucking idiots out of here. And we all have to move in the right direction for the betterment of our people, no matter what color, no matter what religion, no matter what. If you're an American and you want, like we said, the simple things in life, good family, less restriction, everything else, we all have to head the same way and share the paddles. Oh shit. You getting one?
I got one.
Flash flood.
Fuck.
All right. So loud.
I might have puckered a little bit when that happened. A little bit of pucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think about like, I'm like, I don't understand why it's so fucking simple. We just can't fucking do it. It's like you see in like the military. It's like, listen, it's like I just want to go this. I just maybe it's another thing. Like it's like I just don't want to fucking die. I want to make sure we achieve this common goal. I want to do that. It's like if you want to do that, okay, you want to do that too, cool. Now we're gonna do this together.
Well, you always see that meme. One of my friends whose wives posted it the other day that their husbands are in the military, and it's just like a fucking like one of the whatever they used to call MRAPs or something like that, where it's just all the guys exhausted, black, white, and like human centipede, like sleeping on each other. Like, didn't matter, doesn't care. Like, we're just trying to stay alive together. We don't care what it is. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and like I said, it maybe it comes down to an oversimplification. Maybe it goes down to making jiu-jitsu mandatory in schools because now you're teaching kids at a young age. It's like, listen, man, as long as you and your bro or your sister.
But now they don't want diversity though. That's adversity, right? Adversity. They want diversity on such a fucking extreme level that it's insanity. But they don't want adversity because, like, what did I tell you? I was looking at today. They want to stop doing honor roll in schools and awarding kids that are working harder because it makes the kids that are mediocre or not or don't as excel as well in those academics feel bad.
Yeah.
Listen, nobody wants their fucking kid to feel bad, but we're in the fucking problem we're in right now in this country because of participation trophies, not making everybody feel bad, including we used to be exceptional. Look at it. Even in our Olympics, no matter what color everybody has, the U.S. still fucking smoked everybody with half the population or a third of the population in China. And we smoked everybody. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's okay to be exceptional. It's okay to be above average. That's what this country was built on. Now they want to put everybody in that same category. And we're not. Listen, I know that I'm really good at things and I'm above average at a lot of things than this fucking peon, right? But I also know I'm a peon to this guy who's really good at this and this and that. But I know my lane and I don't expect to participate. Oh, we went to the nuclear physics fucking convention. Well, I don't know shit about nuclear physics. So the fucking best nuclear physicist should get all the cool awards. I should have get one for sitting at the table and eat my food with my left hand instead of my right. Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah, and like I agree with you. I think it's like listen. There's going to be people who are above average, but then like I said, there's people who are going to be below average. Like,
that's
listen, you don't have to stay there. You don't have to stay there. Like, if you're somewhere, that's one of the benefits. Like in today's world, like if you don't like where you are, you want to be somewhere. Utilize the tools around you. Utilize the resources and do what you can to get there. It's not going to be easy. Trust me, it's not going to be easy.
But the talking heads want you to believe that you're oppressed.
Yeah.
Because of cultural, they want you to believe that you're oppressed because of your economic grounding. Like, they always say, and we've talked about this too. Like, okay, the black community is oppressed. There's a lot of really fucking poor white people in West Virginia.
Yeah.
That are poorer, that don't get any public housing, that fucking live in shacks, that are dirt poor. There's a lot of dirt poor white people everywhere. Mm-hmm. They could do the same thing too, but they're too stupid, or they don't have the education, or they don't have the resources to better themselves. Doesn't matter what color you are. You're poor, you're poor.
Yeah.
So, but do certain people in certain areas have better opportunities? So you're going to blame them because their parents worked harder and their parents worked harder?
Yeah. Come
on. But like, that's a great thing about the United States is like, you can be one of those dirt poor poverty people. Look at half the, and I don't even mean to say it, but look at half the NBA and the NFL and all that stuff. How many of those kids came from poverty? And now they're trillionaires.
Yeah.
So it's possible. Right?
It's a possibility. Like I said, some people are going to have more resources available to them. That's true. That's just a given. But like I said, just understand where you are. If you don't like where you are, and then you can always change it. Yeah, you got to make a plan. You got to understand. Like, I don't like where I am. I'm here. This is where I want to be. What do I want to do? What do I got to do to be?
This is the toughest prison right here. Your mind. You set the deals, you set the bars, you set everything else. We all go through it.
I deal with shit up here all the fucking time. That is a never-ending battle. You always hear a man who's mastered his mind has mastered himself, but it is not every fucking day. As soon as you get out of bed, it's gotta be positive, man. And it's
the naysayers. Bang, can't do this, can't do that, can't do this.
Yeah. Trust me.
Sometimes I'll mother F everything all day, but eventually I get it done somehow. But that's just my process.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't, and that's the other thing too, is like, you don't win at everything. You have to fail.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you won at everything, you wouldn't appreciate anything. And you don't learn you learn from your wins, but you learn more from your failures. Like, oh, I just learned how not to start a business this way because I lost everything.
Yeah.
Trust
me, man. There's mornings I get up, I look at the ceiling, and I'm like, what's the fucking point? But I get up and I go, man, and I get it done. It's tough, man. It's tough, but I don't regret it.
Yeah, well, we're just gonna keep moving forward, moving ahead, Bubba.
And that's the thing. And I think you and I aren't the only people who want to do that. There's plenty of people out there who just want to move forward. And like I said, you get that collective group.
We gotta get those motherfuckers all on the same track as us. Let's go.
I know. I think
let's go.
People just get to a point where they just, like I said,
We're going to come to a point where we all have to come together. It's going to be a real problem.
Yeah, I think it's like I said, jujitsu is one of those. It's like the perfect.
It helps us see
of
through the
people.
bullshit easier.
Yeah, and I almost want to encourage people to, like, if it's not adding value to your life, just fucking cut it out.
Dude, I say it all the time. Toxic things, toxic people. Like, so I've said to people before too, because I deal with a lot of people that, like, right now, like, they're having problems with their family because they're thinking different things. And I'm like, listen, toxic person is a toxic person, even if it's your mother.
Yeah,
that's going to be one of the hardest cuts for you if they're toxic. But
yeah.
Is that improving your life? Like, if people are truly toxic people, not pain in the asses, but toxic people, whether it's, excuse me, it could be your mother, your sister, it could be your cousin, it could be your best friend. If they're fucking toxic, you cut them as fast as you can, because nothing good's going to come from it.
Yeah, you gotta. I forgot who said it this morning.
You fuck me once, shame on you. Like it's one of those things. Like, if they're gonna do it and they have the balls to do it, they're gonna do it again and again and again.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
why
I surround myself with good peeps.
Yeah.
You know the clique I claim.
Yeah.
Right. I got good people around me.
Like I said, man, I said it before. It's like, I wish I could honestly just give jujitsu to everyone. Everyone.
Man, fuck that. Then I wouldn't be as tough.
Try this out.
I think everybody's capable. It's just some people will excel quicker than others.
Listen, some people.
Dude, I got a round of white belts in there that are fucking murderers.
Dude, it scares me now, because there's like a handful of white belts at like George's, who like I rolled with, I think it was like last Wednesday, and they were like tough, and I'm like, motherfucker, I'm like, you can't be this tough, man. Like, come on.
I got white belts that are tapping purple belts. Like 4 or 5 months of training with me, and they're tapping purple belts. I mean, they all have wrestling backgrounds, so that's definitely but they're doing submissions.
Yeah.
It's not like they wrestle fuck you, but like they're getting to positions where they're submitting people.
Yeah,
they're just not like wrestle fucking them. Like, they're really they're like, and they're transferring submission. I'm like, oh my god, it's insane how good my white belts are getting. And they're all big. They're all big,
strong. They fucking move. They know how to move. They know how to maintain top position. It's just
100%.
I know like I have to roll with those guys. Like, it's
Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah.
I always say that keeps like your and like you're trying to work with them and do certain things, but it also keeps your level of like toughness up, because you don't have the guy that's like me and you are, we're both black belts, right? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. But like we have hard rolls, me and you, but like we also roll a certain way. So we know like a certain set of positions, like, cause we're doing jujitsu. So there's a certain way you knee slice or pressure, whatever it is. We know that. With them, they do like these weird ass spastics that like shouldn't work, and they work, and you're like, oh shit, now he's on a front headlock on me. How the fuck that's tight. How'd that happen? Like that shouldn't happen, but keep you on your toes, I think. I just haven't been training with any of them, because I'm like half injured, and I know they're gonna end up hurting me by accident, because like I don't have the full strength capacity to like control their insta spaz.
Yeah, and I mean, there's some of the guys at George's who are like, like blue belts, and we got some purple belts who are like, I'm doing my thing, and I'm moving, let's say at like, 60, 70%, and then they start turning it up, and I'm just like, fuck, and then I gotta like turn it up too, and I'm just like, all right, cool, I wasn't ready to do this, but here we go, like, it's fucking go time, and then it becomes like a freaking competition round. And,
I get it.
It's just you just got to do it sometimes,
which is okay. I'm too old to do that every day now.
Oh yeah, I can't do it every day.
Can't do it every day.
I gotta take like a round or two off after that. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I go, but I go. So, but what's it called? On that note, I don't mean to cut you off, but I gotta go get an MRI on my knee in the first thing in the morning. So get to bed. It's always great. So guys, though, check out Roll Junkie, rolljunkie.com, 2LiveFools. They just dropped a badass sweatshirt. See that one?
Oh, finally. Perfect time. Perfect
I know
timing,
we have the
man.
gray ones. Now we got the black ones. That's cool. I think they're working on some hats. This isn't one of them, but I think they're working on some hats, some other stuff. So promo code 2LiveFools, get you 15% off your entire order. Tell them the fool sent
Get yourself a new hoodie for those folks who are out and about, or even if you're working from home and the house is a little chilly. Get yourself a nice little hoodie.
Oh yeah,
your wife's probably gonna steal it, but whatever.
Whatever.
It's all good.
New spats, new shorts, everything's out. New gis out. So guys, go check it out, pick it up. We love it. Training it every day. So 2LiveFools promo code. And remember to like, subscribe, and share. Really helps us out. We appreciate it. Check out our Instagram, Facebook, etc.
Yes, sir.
So on that note, we'll see you guys later.
Alrighty.
Jiu-jitsu, when I hit you, then I split you.